I'm just going to come on early. I mean, this is early because I already got a call from my mother at 7:30 this morning. I have to get over there in the next couple days and get the phone out of her room. The whole conversation was just completely out of control. She cannot get it through her mind that this is where she's living. And that's it. This is where you're living. That's it. Stop with the I'm moving, I have to move. I'm done. I'm done with that conversation. I'm not going to have it 40 times a day feeling the way I do. I know it's not her fault, but I put a call in to 2 different people. I'm waiting for them to call me back at the Heritage where she lives because somebody's got to tell me what to do other than I'm taking the phone out of her room. And they can deal with this nonsense. That's what they're getting paid for. They can field these conversations. I'm not going to do it. I know that she'll feel abandoned. She's not abandoned. But nothing she feels and understands and thinks is correct anyways. So I have to take the phone out because she cannot continue. She called me 4 times yesterday. I cannot do this. It's almost worse now in some degrees, other than I'm not getting my car and flying over there. But 7:30 in the morning, she never did that before. Just like she had never called me at 9 o'clock at night before. She clearly needs medication. I don't agree with having to medicate somebody in her state of mind, but on a regular basis, but she needs it to shut her up. I mean, I just was not going to play with her this morning. I was too sick and feeling horrible to play the game of I'm coming to get you later. I just said, Mom, this is where you are going to live. You got to stop and listen to me. You live there. You're not going anywhere else. I just moved you. Nobody told me. I never knew. Mom, you were wide awake when it happened. I didn't knock you out and bring you back to life after it happened. You were wide awake. You were there through the whole transition. I don't remember. I know you don't. Doesn't mean that what you're saying is true. It means it's not true, Mom. The whole conversation is just, I can't talk to someone like her. She refuses to get this out of her mind. She can't remember anything else. Yet she remembers she has to move. My sister said that when she talked to her on Sunday, it was the first conversation she's had that the entire conversation was crazy. She said she got off the phone and said to her husband, my mother's lost it completely. She goes, nothing she said made sense. And I said, she's been like that for a while. You just don't talk to her on a daily basis. So every now and then when you would call her, she'd put on a fake talk. Oh, things are fine. Everything's okay. But when she starts talking, then you realize she's out of her mind. You know. My sister said, oh my God, she was, saying she was on her way to a meeting because she was going to start teaching water aerobics and that she was in a motel room and that, and I said, I know. So I just had to come on here. It is my morning, my worst time of the day. And I haven't cried in a long time, but I'm going to cry today because I can't do this. I cannot do this. Lord, it's bad enough that I'm sick. Then you pile this on me? So, waiting to hear from somebody from that facility. And if I don't hear from somebody, then later on we'll be driving over there and I will march into somebody's office and say, I want to see when she's going to see the doctor, because she has to see new doctors now, because she's in this facility. So she won't be seeing the doctor she's been seeing. So when does she see a new doctor and get crossed over? I want her put on drugs, PRN. And if you can't do PRN, then Give it to her every 6 to 8 hours. I don't care. To shut her up. And I'm taking the phone out, and you guys can deal with the I can't call my daughter. Where's my phone? Do not call me. And I will tell them, do not call me. Unless there's an emergency, I do not want to hear from her. Because it's going to be the same. Until she stops with this nonsense of I want to move, I'm not going to talk to her. Yes, I feel like I'm abandoning her, but you know what? No one else has to deal with this. My sister doesn't have to deal with it. My brother doesn't have to deal with it. My uncle doesn't have to deal with it. None of my family. No one else has to deal with it. Why should I? Right? Please tell me you agree with me. Why should I? I'm going to go and listen to my teaching now and try to flood myself with the Word of God, because I just am so angry this morning at her. And I know it's not her fault, but I'm angry with her that I start my days horrible. And she just makes it worse by calling me and starting with her garbage. And she won't shut up. I'm like, listen to me. And her mouth just runs. And, what have you done? Very accusatory, very just miserable and mean. And then she'll cry, why aren't you helping me? You're doing nothing. Why won't you help me? And I'm like, I'm doing nothing. I'm doing everything. I'm the only one who's doing everything. Take her, Lord. She is worthless on this world. I'm sorry, just as much as I am, but she's really worthless. She is worthless being alive. There is no reason for her to be here. She has no quality of life. She is not giving back to anyone, or no one is getting anything from her being here. No one. Take her. Take her. Get her out of her misery. Well, I'm going to go try to take a walk. I've been trying all morning. Now it's noon. It keeps sprinkling and then not sprinkling. The humidity's like in the 90%, 91%, I think, humidity. Ridiculous. Even though it's not hot, it feels like it's just wet. Everything feels wet. But I only came on to say that I finally got a hold of a supervisor at my mother's facility. And she encouraged me to get the phone out of her room, my mother's room. So they're going to do it for me. Chewy, let her down the stairs. Move! Come on, Lola. Chewy thinks he's the master of the staircase. He lays across the stairs so Lola can't come down. Come on, Lola! Oh, my head. Nothing I said to her was uncommon. I mean, this is what they do. And so, yes, most of the residents do not have phones in their room for just the reason I'm having, is because they'll stay in the room and call their loved ones multiple times and continue on. And in order for her to acclimate and get a little comfortable with her surroundings, she needs to stop being on the phone. And this will force her to come out of her room because she won't have a phone to be playing with all day long. I may put the phone back in at another time so we can take my numbers out and have an order that the aides do not dial my number so we can call in. But for right now, the phone has to just disappear. So they're going to take it out when she's not in her room. And I said, you're going to catch holy hell. And she's used, this is what they do. She said, do not worry about it. We will take care of her. We will distract her. We'll take care of her. This is what she's here for. So, that guilt in me is like, am I abandoning her? But my sister and I had a long talk, and I'm not abandoning her. I'm just doing what's good for me, self-preservation, and I'm doing what's good for her. So my head is what it always is. But I'm going to go ahead and try to walk at least a couple miles just to get out of the house, because I don't know. I go stir crazy. I really do. I can't watch TV during the day. Do not ask me why. It makes no sense. I can watch it at night, but I can't sit and watch TV all day long. I just feel like I don't know. I can watch, people's vlogs, and I can play stupid games on my laptop, but I can't sit. And I can watch the videos on YouTube in regards to, like I said, I've been watching a lot of Alzheimer's, dementia videos. But other than that, there's nothing to do. I can read, but I usually read in the afternoon. What do you do? What do you do with yourself? If I can't be outside at the pool in the summer, I'm going out of my mind. Going flipping stir crazy. So, excuse me. God bless me. So, I'm getting my sneakers on and I'm out the door. Bye-bye. Well, done with the walk. I did 3 miles. The humidity was so... Look at the frizz. My hair is just frizzing out. Covered in sweat. Covered. And now it's raining again. The humidity is just so thick outside. I just had sweat pouring down my face, on my scalp. And now look at this. Look at this. This is lovely. I don't care. Anyway, took my 3-mile walk, and going to watch a couple more vlog videos on dementia and Alzheimer's. And I don't know. I was there Sunday. Today's Tuesday, so maybe I should go over and see her later when my husband gets home. Or definitely by tomorrow. And I'll just have to act like I don't know anything about the phone if she starts asking me where the phone is. I think I mentioned this, that so they put an order in that she's not allowed to call me, because a lot of times the residents will come out and say, because they have a phone that the residents can use, just not in their room. But I had an order put in that she's not allowed to call me. So to distract her to any way, but not to dial my number for her at all. And she has no idea. She can't remember. She can't use the phone. She doesn't know how to press 7 numbers anymore. She presses 2 or 3 and then sits there and hangs up and presses just random numbers. She's just random numbers. It's her dementia. And in her mind, she's dialing a number. And like I said, I have these special phones that you don't have to dial a number. You just press the person's name. She's not even able to do that. She can't figure that out. So the aides clearly have been calling for her and handing her the phone. So I don't want any calls even on the public phone out in the main area. And I'm sure it's going to make her feel worse. I'm sure the agitation's going to get 100 times worse. So I'm going to call the nurse supervisor and see what they can do about getting an order for Ativan, because I think she's going to need it. Either that or they're going to have their hands full, because my mother, she's not easy. She never has been, like my sister said. She was never, the kind of person that you'd say, oh, what a loving, sweet, kind, happy kind of person. Her personality's just come out full-fledged with this dementia. feel like crap. I'm sure the weather is affecting me bad. I have a headache. It's this horrible, horrible humidity and the barometric pressure. And like I said, we went from 90, it was 99 degrees when I was driving yesterday, and it went down to 74. By the time I got home, it was 74. That's a huge drop in temperature. I swear, this weather this year has been so bizarre. We've had more than, I think they said on the news, 19 days of over 90-degree weather this so far. And we still got many more coming. That's really unusual for central New York. Very unusual. If we get 1 or 2 90-degree days, 90-degree days, that's like, whoa. But we've had over 90 degrees, up to, 98, 99, 100. That's really odd for us. Go global warming, though, because I'll take that, because it means our winters are easier. So, check in with you guys later. I have nothing else to tell you. Nothing. I wish I could. Just need to get my mother situated. I really cannot concentrate on myself. I mean, my husband this morning was telling me, hang up the phone when I was on the phone with her, because she was just carrying on and on and on. And, you got to come and get this big TV. How are you going to get this TV out of here? I'm like, I ain't getting the TV anywhere. The TV's not going anywhere. And he was like, just, honey, you got to hang up. Hang up the phone. Because he could see, I mean, I'm not even out of bed. And I'm so agitated. He's like, you can't talk to her. As I've said a million times to you before, the most sane, calm, healthy person, this would put you through hell. I mean, the administrator, or clinician, or whoever the heck it was I was talking to today, she was saying, this is one of the most difficult things family members go through, because even harder than when you're watching a loved one die. I probably wouldn't compare it to if it was a child dying, because that's just unnatural. But you're watching a loved one die, you know the process. We just lost my mother-in-law last October. Lost my brother in August. It didn't put and watching my mother-in-law go through that process of dying did not put the strain that I'm under with my mother. Because this is ongoing and you don't know. It could be another couple years. And you don't. It's very, very difficult. And when you're as sick as we are, the strain of having to deal with this, never in a million years imagined what I would be going through with her. So, the phone is gone. I'm imagining it's already been taken out. So I won't have any more phone calls. Another thing, I don't worry about getting a phone call in the middle of the night. Because she's so out of sorts now. I mean, we moved her. We knew the move on its own was going to flip her out. She's scared. Can you imagine living in that kind of mind, that nothing, your own belongings do not look familiar to you? Nothing is right in your world. I can't imagine that. And she was like that anyways. And then you move the person to literally in a place that they don't recognize, even though all their belongings are still around them. The rooms are different. Everything's different again. It flips them out even more. But she said, the person I spoke to, she said, eventually this will get better as far as her accepting and I know that she's not wanting to do activities. She's fighting the aides about going up and doing, because they have activities all day long. All day long. And I guess she'll go up for one, and then that's it. Then she wants to go to her room and make phone calls. For instance, today, from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock, dance with Megan. Whatever that means. 11 o'clock. And I'm just reading them. What they mean, they're dementia games. They're dementia activities. They're set for people with memory problems. Okay, so dance with Megan. Then 11 o'clock, a pile of cards. Then at 12 o'clock, they have lunch. Then at 1 o'clock, front porch chat. So they take, I don't know if they would have done that today, although the porch is covered. And they go out and sit out on the front porch and chat, apparently. 2:30, the Spice of India. 3 o'clock, India Trivia. 3:30, Friendship Cafe. And then at 5 o'clock, they have dinner. Then at 6 o'clock, Chicken Soup for the Golden Soul. I mean, they have activities all day long. And in between, you can go take your little nap and lay down in your room and then come back out and do it. But I guess my mom has just been fighting that. No, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. She's got to get back to that room to make phone calls. Well, so I'm sure I'm boring you with my mother talk, but that's all I can tell you right now is that that's all that's going on in my life is my mother and me feeling like crap. I mean, this is not the face of a healthy person. It just isn't. Look at these circles. Look at how sunken in my eyes are. The color in my face. I look sick. You can't even pretend. I look like crap. No, I don't have any makeup on. All the makeup in the world would not change this. This is sick. This is sick. I'm on my way to my mother's. She just called me. Communication sucks at this place too. Can't find a place that has communication that works because they took the phone and put it where I told them to put it, in the closet, and she calls me. So I just say, so Mom, how did you get a hold of me? She goes, well, that's interesting because the man, and she had this right, the man who works for maintenance, he came in and helped me because my phone was gone, but he found it in the closet and he hooked it back up and called you for me. There was supposed to be a notice that nobody does it. So I'm on my way. Crap. I have to turn around because I didn't bring the book to how to disconnect my phone. I gotta go back to the house and get the book because I need to take my number out. Alright, I'm gonna sign off. I left you on my way to my mom's. So, alright, so I get there and long story short, the phone is still in her room. I just deprogrammed it. She can't make any calls out. She can just receive calls. She's becoming overly agitated in the afternoon, trying to escape. She can't. It's a locked facility, but she is trying to escape, claiming she has to catch the Greyhound bus to go home. So they're documenting her behavior, but having the phone taken out of her room caused more agitation, and she's already overly stimulated from the move. You take a dementia patient, Alzheimer or dementia patient, and when you change their environment, they decline, and she's declined right now. So as long as she doesn't start trying to dial 911, because that is something they could end up doing, then I would have to remove the phone altogether. But there has been a notice put out that the aides, nobody is supposed to dial my number for her. They're not to call. So if I get a call from her, I will not answer, because it means somebody disregarded the orders of not calling me. But the phone is in there, so I can call her, or my sister can call her, whatever. So I sat with her throughout dinner, and we had a good visit. She wasn't agitated. She didn't once ask me to take her home. I actually said I'll be back on Thursday, and she didn't say, well, I'm leaving tomorrow. She didn't respond to that. She just said I'll be back on Thursday. He had a little trouble driving home. It was a little, my head wasn't processing well, but I made it home fine. So that's that. Yeah, they're gonna have to probably medicate her. They said her worst hours are between 1 and 3:30 in the afternoon. They noticed that she has her lunch, she'll go and lay down, and this is what she was doing at home. And she wakes up from her nap and she's ready to go. She's all messed up. So, I tried to get her talking to, I have her sitting, ask them to make sure she sits at this table in the dining area where these two other women sit who are, can talk and carry on a conversation and are not that far gone. Because there's some ladies in there that are like, don't talk or anything. And so I chatted with these two other ladies a lot while my mother listened, trying to get them to know her, and just, I actually enjoyed talking to this one woman. She was very, very chatty and had quite a lot to say. So that's that. No, so I shouldn't be getting any phone calls at all. And we'll see how it works. And like I said, they'll probably have to put in an order to give her Ativan, like with lunch, if she starts doing the same behavior consistently. Like I said, they don't do a PRN there because PRNs are the patient directed. The patient would say, I need it. Well, she doesn't know when she needs it or not, so they can't do PRNs. So they just document the behavior, and if the behavior is new, which it isn't, she's new there, and I said, no, she's been doing this forever. She was doing this, so this isn't new behavior. But if it's a behavior that does not calm down or change in any way or escalates, then that's when they can put an order in. I need an order. That's what I need. I need to have a order put in for me. So that is that. My best friend is in the hospital again. This is 4 times since March. 4 times she's been. I tried calling her yesterday, no answer. Called her again today, no answer. This is a woman who goes nowhere because of her anxiety. She has agoraphobia. Not to the point that she can't leave her house at all, but she doesn't go anywhere other than to the grocery store and back. So when I couldn't get a hold of her 2 days in a row, I called the hospital. And sure enough, she's there, her gallbladder. She just had a pacemaker put in just a couple weeks ago. She answered the phone. I said, yeah, can you put me into her room? And she answered the phone. I'm like, what the heck? What is going on now? And she goes, I've been here since Saturday. I thought it was my heart again. And I got up here and it's my gallbladder. And I said, well, why have they kept you so many days? Why didn't they just get it out? I'm a nurse. The removal of a gallbladder, the colestectomy, I can't remember the term. I haven't nursed in so long. Anyways, person would get a laparoscopic surgery and be home the next day. And she goes, well, mine was very infected and inflamed, so I've been on antibiotics since Saturday night, and they're going to remove it tomorrow. I was like, holy crap. 4 times since March she's been hospitalized. I think I have it bad. So, praying for her. Praying for all of you. Praying for Jesus' return. That's what I really want for Jesus to return. Lord willing, I will be back at it again sometime soon. Bye-bye.